equality, development, and peace.
It is often said that when a woman is empowered, the whole world is empowered. Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Women Empowerment Program, being organized and sponsored by the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa, Nigeria. My name is Nkem Okereke, your host for the show, with my co-host Ijoma Igwe. We will be focusing on economic empowerment of women and what it entails. And our guest for today is Ms. Adora Onyechere, a Nigerian broadcast journalist, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, poet, and author. She is also the founder of We Network Afrique, a Pan-African organization, the executive director of Yellow Jerrycan Save a Child Foundation, and the CEO of Signature Hills. She also currently hosts her own show, known as Talk to Adora, on Kiss FM 99.9 Abuja. We'll go for a short break now and then come back with our guest.
Welcome back. But before we went on the break, we were discussing who our guest was, and we are still with Miss Adora Onyechere. So she completed her A-level education at Irvine College, England, then subsequently obtained a diploma in law at Coventry University before she graduated from London Metropolitan University. That's after studying English broadcasting. Ms. Onyechere holds a master's degree in creative writing after graduating from Oxford Brookes University. She's also certified in BSL Level 2 Sign Language and PMP certification in project management. She's also a seasoned abstract art painter. Please join us as we welcome Ms. Onyechere to the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Adora.
Thank you.
Welcome,
It's a privilege
Adora.
to have you.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year to you too.
Yes, it's good to have you.
Yeah, so before we go into the real question, we want to find out what We Africa is about, We Network.
Okay, We just means we enabling women everywhere.
Okay.
And then it's a mainstream media platform that looks at mainstreaming women across all sectors. Reason for that is when you look at our conversations in our media space, especially in digital and traditional media, we seem to have a lack in space for policy literacy for women. We have a lot of lifestyle, we have a lot of talk shows, we have a lot of agribusiness, we have a lot of entrepreneurial platforms. But, you know, with the ongoing and deliberate need for more women to be in governance and politics, I think it is also deliberate for the media, especially where we see women lacking visibility for politics and policy literacy should be something in the focal. So We Network Afrique is a platform designated for women across Africa to bridge the gap between themselves and policymakers and also give them a platform to give them visibility for some of the things that they are doing that are really not spoken about in the mainstream media.
Okay. Yep. Thank you for that explanation. So that leads us to the next question. What is women empowerment? What does it mean to you? And how can women be economically empowered?
I think that women's empowerment is very instructive. And if you look at the general conversation, I mean, she started with, Kim started with, you know, when you empower a woman, you empower the whole world. It's also very instructive to say that when you empower a woman, you also create the next generation of leaders, because then you have a woman who is also going to empower her children because she's been empowered. And, when people hear empower, they think money first. They think, a business. They think economic empowerment. But within the economic empowerment, you find that there are different status quo when you come to empowerment. You have education, you have business, you have financial, you have social. And when you ask me, how women can be empowered, in Nigeria to be able to grow themselves, I try to say we need to have a linkage. We need to have, collaboration within the 4 status quos that I have mentioned. We have to have that social, economic, financial, and even, psychological empowerment for women. But let's look at the basic interpretation of empowerment for us here in Nigeria. We think, okay, when you empower a woman, you're also giving her economic upliftment. So how do we do that? First of all, I think that when you look at the classes of women we have elder state women, we have young women, and we have women at the rural level. So if you're talking empowerment for different, status quo of women, what kind of empowerment are you talking about? For those people at the rural level, you're looking more about enabling environment, having access to financial inclusion, and also making sure that those financial inclusion, templates have a way of having them exist to do things for themselves without solely relying on the men, which is usually the critical case. So I feel that to a large extent, women's empowerment is the bedrock of development. Women's empowerment is the pathfinder to sustainable democracy. Because if you do not empower, if you do not give enabling environment for women to be empowered, you still go through a 360-degree conversation. Why? Because when women are impoverished, you do not have a system that thrives. You have 49.9% population of women in Nigeria, which is half the population. Women are the burden bearers of food production at the rural level for Nigeria. So how do you economically make sure that their labor is appreciated? For instance, a woman that goes to farm and a man that goes to farm. A woman that goes to farm is seen as a normalcy. Oh, she ought to go to farm. She's not looked at in the labor market. Yes. But a man who goes to farm probably